Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, gearing up for Super Bowl 55 down in Tampa Bay. And before we dive into this analysis, guys, before we break down everything you need to know for the Super Bowl, I want you all just to stop and think for a minute. Just stop and think about how lucky we are as football fans to be experiencing and getting ready to experience something so extraordinary. Whether you are a Kansas City Chiefs fan, whether you are a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, or none of the above, you can't deny how special this Super Bowl is going to be on Sunday. I mean, obviously, the leading story in this one, guys, or one of the many leading stories, is we're getting to see the Super Bowl being played in a COVID year, in the middle of a pandemic. And that's been the overlying story for months now. And since summer, where we're going to have college football, where we're going to have NFL, we're going to have pro football. We were able to accomplish both of those things. We're going to find ourselves at the end of Sunday having completed two full seasons at both the collegiate level and the professional level. That's a big deal in and of itself. You're getting to see, for the first time ever, a team play the Super Bowl at their home stadium. Of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing the Super Bowl at home. That, of course, is just another small piece of the puzzle, such a small detail and storyline for a much bigger storyline. And that, of course, guys, is that, yes, someone's going to win the Super Bowl on Sunday, and that's going to be historic enough as it is. But you are witnessing a potential passing of the torch here on Sunday, guys, as you've seen all the memes. The GOAT, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, is taking on what many are calling the baby GOAT in Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. You are seeing a guy in Mahomes that is arguably the best quarterback in the league right now, going up against the guy that for over 20 years now has been the best quarterback in NFL history, and at the age of 43 years old, is still playing at an extremely high and extremely competitive level, and you can't say that he's not. In 1 year, he took a team to the Super Bowl. It's an unreal storyline, guys. Tom Brady seeking his 7th ever Super Bowl victory, trying to lead the Buccaneers to their first Super Bowl title since 2002. The Chiefs had the chance to be the first team since the 2003-2004 Patriots, led by Tom Brady. First team since then to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Remember, last year, they won their first Super Bowl since 1970. They have a chance to win their second straight now. I mean, all of this, guys, you can't make this stuff up. And again, whether you're a fan of the Chiefs, the Bucs, none of the above, you hate them, you love them, you hate Brady, you hate Mahomes, whatever it is, you cannot deny the greatness that we are going to witness on Sunday and what should be an extraordinary and classic game when it's all said and done. So guys, here at the Gridiron Expert, we love to break down every minuscule detail, and that's what we're going to do today. We are going to look at the offense, the defense, the keys to the game for both the Bucs and the Chiefs, and then who we have winning Super Bowl 55. Will the Chiefs win 2 straight, or will the Buccaneers clinch their first Super Bowl title, again, since 2002? So let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the designated road team. And really, they are the road team. Not just designated, they are. They're traveling to Tampa Bay. You look at the offense for Kansas City, and we know who they're led by. And we know why they're so successful. It's the brilliant mind of Andy Reid, and it's the unbelievable play from, again, what is arguably the best quarterback in the league right now in Patrick Mahomes. You look at Mahomes' just playoff stats. He's completed 73.5% of his passes, 580 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the 2 playoff games he has played against the Browns in the divisional round, which he left early, and then, of course, against the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Mahomes is the key to their success. I know Chad Henne came in, bailed them out against Cleveland in that divisional round. Henne won't be able to do that if needed in the Super Bowl. Mahomes is the key to Kansas City's success, obviously. But outside of Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are stacked. I mean, they are without a doubt the best offense in the NFL, the toughest offense to stop in the NFL. You have a trio of running backs that, when they're healthy, pose a threat not just on the ground, but through the air, catching passes from Patrick Mahomes. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the rookie, Darrell Williams, Le'Veon Bell, when they are all healthy, big names there that can beat you all over the place, period. You look at their pass catchers, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, the tight end, who has been on the receiving end of 3 of Patrick Mahomes' 4 touchdowns in the playoffs this season. Mecole Hardman, a guy that struggled early on in the AFC Championship game against the Bills, but ended up having a fantastic game when it was all said and done. You go watch the film, you go watch the NFL, they're mic'd up. His teammates coming over, keep your head up. You just muffed a punt. Don't worry, we're going to make it up. You are going to make it up. And he did just that. This Chiefs team, guys, are not just made up of a bunch of amazing athletes. The chemistry within this team, and a relatively young team at that, is extraordinary. It's ridiculous. And that is another reason why this Kansas City team very well could be the next NFL dynasty, very similar to what we saw from New England back in the early 2000s, and really what carried on for about 20 years, as long as Tom Brady was there. You look at Kansas City again, the last few numbers here. Regular season, they averaged 29.6 points per game. They averaged over 300 passing yards per game, over 100 rushing yards per game, all of those regular season numbers, but both those great numbers in the National Football League. Balance is key, I think, for a lot of teams here, but we know Kansas City is going to air it out more times than not. And last thing on Kansas City again, last year you could have argued about the youth and the inexperience. You've got Patrick Mahomes. He's playing in his first ever Super Bowl. How's he going to handle that pressure? There's no lack of experience anymore. The majority, if not all, of this team is back, guys. And the Super Bowl team that was there last year that won it all, Super Bowl 54, they're back this year, Super Bowl 55. The Chiefs have Super Bowl experience. They have playoff experience, 3 straight AFC Championship games, a Super Bowl title to their name. Patrick Mahomes has yet to lose a game, playoff or regular season, by more than one possession. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. So the experience is there, and that's going to pay off big time down in Tampa Bay. Problem for Kansas City is that they are going up against a man that has more playoff experience and more Super Bowl experience than anybody in NFL history. Tom Brady. And it's amazing to me, he's 43 years old. That's ridiculous in and of itself. But a lot of people, thought that, Brady's going to leave New England, he's going to go Tampa Bay. No way he leads them to a Super Bowl. He might have an okay year. He's trying just to prove a point that he can win without Bill Belichick. He's not leading them to a Super Bowl, not in a division with Drew Brees and a decent Panther squad and the Falcons. Not to mention, you've got Aaron Rodgers and the NFC East, which was garbage. We didn't know that in preseason. The Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals. The NFC so stacked from top to bottom. No way Brady can do that. He's not in the AFC East anymore. And again, Tom Brady, like he's done for his entire career, has defied the odds. Tom Brady playing in his 10th Super Bowl, guys. 10th Super Bowl in his career. If he wins this, he will clinch his 7th Super Bowl victory. I mean, he's already the greatest of all time. Now he's just trying to rub it in. And again, the fact that he was able to get the Buccaneers there in his first year down in Tampa Bay. First year down in Tampa Bay is unreal. Playoff stats for Tom Brady. Again, the Buccaneers playing all 3 of their playoff games on the road against the other 3 division winners, or 3 division winners. You look at the Packers, you look at the Saints, and you look at the Washington football team. All of those on the road against quality opponents. Tom Brady, 860 yards, 7 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions in the playoffs. And it should be noted that all 3 of those interceptions came in the NFC Championship game against the Packers. But you look at other players as well. The quarterback battle is the main storyline that's going to get so much attention in this Super Bowl. You look at Leonard Fournette, a guy that has kind of seen a resurgence in his career, a great bounce-back season, and a great playoff run for him. 211 rushing yards for Fournette in the playoffs, 2 rushing touchdowns. He added a reception touchdown as well. He's proving to be a valuable asset in the backfield that can take a little bit of pressure off of Tom Brady. You look at the pass catchers for Tampa Bay too. I think this group of pass catchers is right on up there with Kansas City. I still give the edge to Kansas City, but Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Cameron Brate, Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown. When these guys are healthy, fully healthy, Antonio Brown hasn't been lately. Gronk has been a little bit lackluster. Godwin has battled injuries, but when they are healthy, and most of them should be for the Super Bowl, they are without a doubt one of the best pass-catching cores in the NFL. I would say Chiefs 1, Bucs 2. So that's another great thing, and it's very great that they have quarterbacks that can use them the right way. Tampa Bay stats in the regular season, 30.8 points per game, 289.1 passing yards per game. Rushing, not so great, 94.9 rushing yards per game, guys. They've been relatively balanced throughout their entire playoff run, they're going to need that to continue in the Super Bowl. They cannot become one-dimensional against Kansas City. So that's something you need to watch out for here. If Tom Brady has to do everything by himself, it could be a long day for the Buccaneers. It's not saying they're going to get blown out. If anybody can handle that pressure in the Super Bowl, it is Tom Brady. But he needs some help. It'd be great if guys like Fournette and Ronald Jones and guys like that could take the pressure off of Brady where he doesn't have to be throwing it all day. We don't need another repeat of Super Bowl 52. You look at the defense, guys. Let's start with Kansas City again. In the regular season, the Chiefs allowed 20.5 points per game. Regular season, they allowed 20.5 points per game. Not bad. The bad number that I'm looking at, and it was bad in the regular season, it was bad in the playoffs, is the fact they allowed 120.5 rushing yards per game. Now, I know many will say that's not a bad number. 120.5 rushing yards per game, that's really not all that bad. But it is. I'm not saying it's horrendous, but it's not great. It's not great compared to some other defenses out there. And you look, we talked about balance, guys. We talked about how important balance is going to be for the Buccaneers. We talked about how Leonard Fournette starting to get hot at the right time, starting to put together some complete and solid performances. Look, we know Tom Brady's going to put up solid passing numbers. I don't really think it matters who he's going up against. He's going to put up the numbers. He's going to get the job done. Can someone else take off that edge? These Tampa Bay backs can do that. You look at Kansas City's defense. They allowed 112 rushing yards to the Cleveland Browns in that divisional round victory. They allowed 129 rushing yards to the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Yes, I know that the Chiefs won both of those games, and I know the Bills down the stretch, they ended up having to switch more to the pass, and I know the Bills also had a lot of sack yardage as well. But you look at those, both well over 100 yards rushing for the Browns and the Bills. If the Bucs can crack that, if the Bucs can hit that 120-yard mark on the ground, it's a very good chance they could win this ball game. Balance is going to be key for Tampa Bay. Balance is going to be key. Tom Brady's going to air it out. He's got a great core of receivers to do it. I'm not worried about that. 120 rushing yards, to me, is the key number for Tampa Bay. They hit that, they're going to be looking really, really good on offense. They only had 75 rushing yards the first time these two teams met back in Week 12. But remember, the Chiefs jumped out to a 17-0 lead. Tampa Bay had to abandon the run down the stretch if they wanted to have any chance in that game. They fell just short, 27-24. They don't get shut down again in this game. The last thing I'll say about the Chiefs' defense, though, is the rushing number is a little bit concerning. Passing numbers, forget them. Brady's going to put up the numbers. They did have 4 sacks against the Bills. This Chiefs front seven, this Chiefs defensive line got hungry. They got angry. Went after Josh Allen, who at times can be a mobile quarterback. Josh Allen not throwing the ball away. It could have been a lot better, I'd say, for the Bills had he just thrown the ball away. But 4 sacks for the Chiefs in that AFC Championship game for 53 yards. Pressure is going to be key in this one for Kansas City. Tom Brady, we know he's not mobile. Tom Brady, we know when he's under pressure, he does throw it away, but sometimes he doesn't throw it away well enough. 3 interceptions against the Packers. He gets the ball out very quick, whether he's under pressure or not. You get enough pressure on Tom Brady, you can force him into a few mistakes, and we know that if you get the turnover battle, if Kansas City wins that turnover battle, they will make you pay for it with their offense. Buccaneers, look at their defense. They have allowed 23 points per game in the regular season. Not a bad mark. You look at the rushing numbers, better than Kansas City. Remember, they were allowing 120, and we said it's not that good. Compared to the Bucs, not that good. The Buccaneers only allowing 85.7 rushing yards per game in the regular season. Now remember, we know that Kansas City's got a solid trio of running backs there. It's Darrell Williams and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell. They're going to be, I think, more valuable in the pass-catching game, if I'm being completely honest. This Buccaneers defensive line has played extremely well, especially in the playoffs against the run. I don't expect Kansas City to have a big day on the ground. The running backs, if they want to play a role, they're going to have to catch passes. The one thing I want to look at here is the aerial attack. We know with Patrick Mahomes, that's the key. Any team, when you face the Chiefs, it's how can we slow down? You don't stop Patrick Mahomes. You don't stop him. How do we slow them down? How can the Buccaneers slow down Patrick Mahomes and prevent those home run balls, prevent getting beat deep and getting annihilated by, again, what is arguably the best quarterback in the league as of this moment? In the first meeting back in Week 12, the Buccaneers allowed 456 passing yards to Patrick Mahomes. They can't do that. They allow over 400 passing yards to Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs win this game, no doubt about it. But in the playoffs, guys, In the 3 playoff games that the Buccaneers have had, remember, they played Drew Brees in the Superdome. They played Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field. The Buccaneers are allowing just 264.3 passing yards per game, and they have 5 interceptions over those 3 games. 5 interceptions over those 3 games, 264.3 passing yards per game allowed. Those aren't bad numbers. Those are not bad numbers at all. If I'm Tampa Bay, I'm thrilled if I hold Patrick Mahomes to under 300 yards. I think if they do that, they win the game. So that's impressive there. The secondary has stepped up. They've risen to the occasion. We didn't know if they had it in them a couple weeks ago. We didn't know if they had it in them midway through the year. But this Buccaneers team, this defense especially, has steadily gotten better week after week, and they are riding a lot of momentum and some very impressive defensive performances coming into this Super Bowl. Real quick, let's take a look at the keys to the game. We've looked at the offense. Many would say that the Chiefs own the edge. I would agree with that. You look at the defense. That one could be cut either way, guys. I think if you look at a season as a whole, you would say the Chiefs. But if you look at it recently, I think you would say the Bucs. Depends on how you want to view it. Look at the keys to the game. Let's start with Tom Brady and his Buccaneers. Let's start with Tampa Bay. What do they need to do to win their first Super Bowl since 2002? Yes, winning the turnover battle would be great. Winning the turnover battle would be awesome. That's going to be a key for any team in any game, preseason or Super Bowl. All right, we're not going to talk much on that. The first thing I would say is get off to a fast start. Get off to a better start than what they had in the Week 12 matchup. Remember, back in Week 12, Kansas City came to Tampa Bay, the exact same setting as this Super Bowl. And Kansas City jumped out to a 17-0 first quarter lead because Tampa Bay could not guard Tyreek Hill. Could not guard Tyreek Hill. Tampa Bay tried to come back. They outscored the Kansas City Chiefs 17-7 in the second half, fell short 27-24, but 17-0 at the end of one. Tyreek Hill finished the day with 13 receptions, 269 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He single-handedly, if you had him, single-handedly won your fantasy matchup. In Week 12, if you had Tyreek Hill, you won. You could have put everybody else on your bench. You won. The Buccaneers can't allow that to happen again. Tyreek Hill's going to make some big plays. That's going to happen. But do not get beat on that home run ball. For the love of God, don't let him get almost 300 reception yards on the day. All right, that's going to be the first thing. Get off to a better start and stop Tyreek Hill. Prevent the home run ball. And you look at a couple key numbers here, guys. I mean, you look at what Tampa Bay has done in the playoffs, again, against Washington, New Orleans, and Green Bay. What they've done against what many would say are their top receivers. And that wild card game, Terry McLaurin of Washington held him to 6 receptions, 75 yards. Not too bad. You look at the New Orleans Saints, Michael Thomas. Yeah, he had an up and down year. Still the best receiver for the New Orleans Saints. Didn't have a catch in that game. 0 receptions, 0 yards. Was targeted 4 times. You look at Devontae Adams for the Packers. Was held to 67 yards and a touchdown. Still not that bad for a guy that torches defense all the time in the regular season. Tampa Bay's secondary is stepping up, and they're forcing other players to step up. They're forcing other playmakers for the opposing team to step up. Tyreek Hill's the go-to guy. Him and Kelsey are the go-to guys for Patrick Mahomes. You take one of them away, that means Kelsey has to step up. Someone else has to step up too. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be a running back? Is it going to be McCole Hardman? Who's it going to be? If I am Tampa Bay, you've got to get off to a better start. You've got to stop Tyreek Hill. You've got to force someone else that, yes, makes plays on occasion, but isn't that big of a player. Make them step up and make the plays. Don't let it be Tyreek Hill. The Chiefs, what are their keys? They want to win their second straight Super Bowl. Pressure Tom Brady. First off, you've got to get after Tom Brady. I mean, if you look at the Super Bowl losses that Brady has suffered, the 2 to the Giants, and then, of course, the 1 to the Eagles in Super Bowl 52, Brady struggles, and he did, but those teams got after Brady. That was the recipe for Tom Coughlin when he won those 2 Super Bowls with the Giants over Bill Belichick and the Patriots. It was to pressure Brady, get after him. Different defensive schemes that Brady couldn't read, didn't understand that well, and not allow him to sit there in the pocket all day and find an open receiver. The Chiefs had 4 sacks last week against the Bills, as we mentioned. Brady's not going to be able to escape those. Brady's getting older. He's getting rid of the ball a lot quicker, and the slightest hint of pressure, he's usually going down. Go after Tom. Make the Buccaneers have to convert on 2nd and long, on 3rd and long. Force them into some very uncomfortable situations. That's the biggest thing. Again, Tom Brady had 3 interceptions against the Packers in that NFC Championship game. He had 2 interceptions against the Chiefs in that Week 12 matchup. It can be done. He's the greatest of all time. He's still going to make mistakes. And that's what the Chiefs have to do. Pressure him and force him into mistakes. The second thing the Chiefs have to do, key here, is stop the run. Stop that running game of Leonard Fournette especially, but Ronald Jones as well, and prevent Tampa Bay from being balanced. That's been a major key for them. They've turned in some great defensive performances, and they've been balanced with the strength of Brady and a very powerful running game. Take that running game away. Put all the pressure on Tom. So not only are you pressuring him physically, but you're pressuring him mentally as well, where everything is on him. Brady knows if I hand it off, we're going to get a loss or no gain. Make it all be on Tom. Make him earn that 7th Super Bowl title. He can do it. Again, if there's anybody that can handle that pressure, if there's anybody that can overcome that, it is Tom Brady. But try to make life as difficult as possible for him. And a way to do that is to make sure that he has to do everything offensively. His running game, his running backs, even the checkdowns are not there. They're gone. That's the key for the Chiefs. So a lot to cover here, guys. There was a lot to cover in the Super Bowl 55 prediction. Hard to believe it's Super Bowl 55. But what's going to happen down in Tampa Bay? Again, the first time ever we are seeing a team host the Super Bowl, a team actually play at their home stadium in the Super Bowl. And I genuinely believe, guys, this could be a game for the ages. I genuinely believe this could be one of the best Super Bowls we have seen in a long, long time. At least I hope that's the case. I hope that it's not a blowout early on like that Week 12 meeting and we see the Chiefs or the Bucs have to try to inch their way back. You know, as great as comebacks are, I want to see a game that's, blow for blow, score for score. And I think we're going to get that. I really do. Because I don't think either of these quarterbacks are going to make that many mistakes in the biggest game of the year, one of the biggest games of their career. Again, we're lucky to be playing this game at all. Again, we're extremely lucky that we're going to see the Super Bowl being played. I kind of mentioned at the beginning of the video, we're coming full circle now. I do believe this game is very, very close, as we mentioned, like it was in Week 12. And I know I'm drawing this out, and I'm doing it on purpose. Do think it's going to be close like it was in Week 12. But I will tell you that Super Bowl 55, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning in an upset. I'm not picking against Tom Brady. I am not picking against Tom Brady. And let me tell you this. Since the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the Chiefs in Week 12, the Bucs have won 7 straight games. Again, that includes all 3 playoff games on the road. That includes the road game against Drew Brees. That includes the road game against Aaron Rodgers. The Buccaneers are physically, literally at home with Tom Brady, a guy who knows the Super Bowl better than anybody else. And I wholeheartedly believe that Tom Brady will win this game. It'll come down to the final minute, but if there's anybody out there that I want leading a game-winning 2-minute drive, it is Tom Brady. It is Tom Brady who has done it more than anybody else. Love him or hate him, guys, whatever happens on Sunday, and I do believe it's going to end with his 7th Super Bowl title, he is the greatest quarterback of all time. And again, love him or hate him, just embrace it, because you're never going to see this type of stuff again. Unbelievable Super Bowl 55 coming your way Sunday night. We will have a recap of the game on Monday night. You do not want to miss it, but we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning it at their home stadium for their first title since 2002. So guys, thank you so much for watching us here at The Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share our videos. Also, make sure to check out everything down in the description below. We've got so much exclusive content for you, both college football, a little bit exclusive NFL as well. So make sure to give that a look. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.